listening. This is Kate Lancaster, the press officer for Suffolk Pride. I'm very excited to be speaking to you, Kate. Kate, I'm also Kate, as you know. So two Kates on the screen today.
Kate and Kate.
Kate and Kate.
Hi, everyone. Morning.
So today we wanted to talk about Pride and Suffolk Pride and all the fantastic events that are coming up, because there's so much. I was on the Suffolk Pride call the other evening, and I was just blown away about I think the difference in the events as well. They're all so different. There is absolutely something for everyone. So I thought it would be probably a good idea to talk about Pride in itself and where Pride came from and how Suffolk then became involved. So over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, as we were talking about in the meeting, the Pride originally began as a protest. UK started slightly later on than the Americas. Americans started as a riot, the Stonewall riot. Essentially, it was very well known that several gay bars and clubs would be raided by the police and authorities. People would be arrested because at the time it was illegal. And this one evening, Martha P. Johnson, a local trans activist, threw the last brick, or the first brick, and it started a riot. And the police got barricaded in, and this was a few days long riot, and it started the first protest. So it's important to note that Pride started as a protest, and as much as it's developed over the years into a celebration of culture, diversity and equality, there are still things going on even today in our society that doesn't mean that everyone is equal and we don't have equal rights. So there is that need to have a protest element.
Sure. And then Suffolk Pride, that's the month of June, but that coincides with Pride in general, which is the month of June.
Yeah, so obviously as the years went on, I can't recall the exact date, but we then developed the Pride month of June. And that's usually when all of the prides around the country go on and everyone celebrates. And that's really when Suffolk Pride has always been on as well. Last year, due to scheduling and things like that, we were in July, just to give us an extra month to organise, but we had plenty of time this year, which is why we're back in June. And last year we developed our first ever Suffolk Pride Fringe Festival. And essentially it was spreading out everything that would usually go on in the day, plus loads of other things, into mini events that really are more accessible to the most of the community. I think as much as everyone loves the one-day celebration, and it does do a lot, there are a lot of people that miss out, people that are neurodiverse. It's sometimes not as accessible for them because of overstimulating activities, and there's not always the space to come away and digest what's going on and then go back in. So we really wanted to make it as accessible as possible. And through doing these small events, it meant people had more chances to meet up, more chances to make friends, build on the community networks, and hopefully bring our local community, which is quite rural and inaccessible, together and have people come back together again, because really that's what the community needs right now. And a big day, a big Pride Day, we believe, does not have the impact that these small events can have on the community.
Yeah, of course. And how did you get involved? Because I think you mentioned that you were involved as of last year. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so I started last February. It really came out of the blue. So we'd been attending Suffolk Pride and really enjoying it and enjoying what was being provided, but we felt that there was missing things in the community that we wanted to be a part of, making a change. So me and my partner Lou decided to volunteer, and it really took off from there. We started very small. I went on as the press officer. Being a performer in musical theatre, film and TV, I'm very apt with talking on radio, TV and things like that. So I felt that job role would be great for me. And I took off, celebrating all that Suffolk Pride does. But as the organisation has developed into what we want it to become, I've taken on lots of different roles within that, and really I've worked my way up to being a quite a leadership role under our wonderful chair, Becky Blackwood.
Wow. I can imagine it must be fab to sort of see it grow. I mean, it comes from an idea,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And then you see that growth, and then each year things change and things happen. We had the March one year, which I know we're not necessarily doing, but we'll talk about the events that are coming up actually. So yeah, so tell us what has Suffolk Pride got in store for us over the coming weeks in June?
So yeah, our Suffolk Pride Fringe Festival 2024 will begin on the 31st of May to the 30th of June. So it's a month-long event full of lots of wonderful things. Week one begins this Friday, the 31st of May, with Pride Blooms. We started Pride Blooms last year, and it essentially was meant to be a vigil, an opportunity to look back on our community, remember those that we've lost, and celebrate what we have to come in our future and how we thrive and bloom and grow together in our diversity and equality. It became a massive event. It snowballed essentially as we developed it. And you mentioned the march, and that's exactly right. One of the key things that people wanted was a march, and we did notice there was a difference in sort of definition. I feel the march that we used to have down the waterfront was more of a parade, very celebratory, but last year especially, and I think this year too, it feels just. There was a need for protest and bringing it back to the origin of Pride. The trans and non-binary community are struggling massively with everything that's going on in politics right now, and there was an energy needed for the community to come together and do what we felt was just. So we did have our vigil, and it's a wonderful opportunity. This year we have the St Elizabeth Hospice Choir coming back, and they're opening the event with us. And that's wonderful to support them and share the wonderful work that they do. We then have lots of care organisations around Suffolk coming down to give 5-minute talks on what their organisations are about, how they want to cater for LGBTQIA plus people, and looking at the future of their organisations. We then have a flower laying vigil. Now, because of health and safety and also environmental risks, we don't have a candle lit vigil. We have a flower laying vigil. So everyone comes down and they lay their flowers, and it really creates a wonderful centerpiece indicative of growth and diversity in the community. Those flowers then get donated as repurposed into bouquets and donated to St Elizabeth Hospice Choir, St Elizabeth Hospice, Each Children's Hospice, and LGBT plus elders in care homes. It's really important that we support those places that do such amazing work for people in need. And we want to continue to support them as best we can. And in this way, we can further on the joy, the light, the growth that our community has, and share the love that really is indicative of Pride. And then we transition into our protest march, which not everybody joins in on, but it's offering an opportunity to the community, to those who want to do a small march around the town centre and protest what they feel is right and what they need as a community. So that is essentially our Pride Blooms in a nutshell. We then have straight after that, that's at 7 p.m, on the Cornhill, Ipswich, this Friday. And then straight after that, we have lots of safe spaces organised around the town that will be announced on the night. It's important to make sure that we have organised safe spaces around the town. as much as we'd like to think that local businesses are very inclusive and they do look after our queer people, we like to make sure that their welfare is catered for, especially on that night when there is a large amount of queer people in the town centre. Straight after that, we then have at 10:30 till late our Rainbow Friday fundraiser. Now, every month we have Rainbow Fridays at the club Ipswich. It's a really great venue, and we've made it a really great safe space and haven for our community. So this fundraiser is an opportunity to raise funds for Suffolk Pride to continue to offer free and low-cost events to the community.
Wow,
And that is essentially our week one in a nutshell.
Yeah, the Pride blooms I just think is so lovely. St Elizabeth have a big place in my heart anyway. So when you said that you were working with them, it's so lovely. I think that was such an amazing event. So that's week one, and then week two, you've got different activities going on as well.
Yes. So week two, now we're starting to get onto the small events. Week two, Friday the 7th of June, 8 p.m. till 10:30 at Inspire, Ipswich. We have the Suffolk Roller Derbies Roller Disco. We did this last year and it was a success. Everybody loved it. It's such a fun event that the roller derby puts on for us. And this is part of our community collaboration. We want organisations and local businesses to put on events with Suffolk Pride in collaboration. And it really shares spreading the love. And also it means that we can offer more services and more events to the community rather than having just us as an organisation providing events. And it brings everyone into the community and it creates a nice web. So yeah, we've got that. And then on the Saturday, the 8th of June, we have Luscious Leona's Camp Night Out. And this is 7:30 till late at La Vida in Felixstowe. So we're crossing the border into Felixstowe. Because it is Suffolk Pride and we want to really branch out into all the areas and the rural areas of Suffolk. And that's our week two of events. They're all basically around the weekends. So if you haven't got anything on the weekends, jot them in your diary and we'd love to see you there.
And everybody's welcome to any of these events, aren't they? It's a real community aspect.
Absolutely. It is a real community aspect. Obviously, we cater for LGBTQ plus people, but we welcome allies too, because we believe strongly that the community should be together in a rich, diverse community, rather than having segregated areas or segregated events.
So that's week one and week two. And then week three, what have you got coming up in week three for us?
Yeah, so week three, we have Thursday the 13th of June at the Spread Eagle in Ipswich, 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. We have Queer Noise. Queer Noise is another wonderful event that the community puts on, and it happens every single month. So it's built a wonderful community that goes to Queer Noise, and it's to push local and rural artists and have them come in to a free event to publish their music and the music that they work on. It's a great evening out, very relaxed. Everyone sits and enjoys a few drinks, listens to live music. It's really lovely. It's a free event. And that's on Thursday, the 13th of June. On the Friday, the 14th of June, 7 p.m. till 8:30 at Henley Community Centre, we have Pride Pole Jam. So it's a little workshop on pole dancing. We encourage anyone and everyone who feels they would like to go and enjoy some pole dancing to go. It is accessible for anyone. And we want people to, however they feel, to just go and enjoy it. I went last year. I was very nervous. I'd never done pole dancing before and I loved it. I felt so welcome. I enjoyed the space and I learned a bit about pole dancing.
Fab.
And then we move on to Saturday.
Such amazing.
Yeah, honestly,
it's amazing.
Yeah, we really like to offer lots of different
Mm.
events, and we do try things out each year. We put on something different, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we move on to something else the following year. And it is trial and error, and trying to offer people a rich, diverse amount of events that anyone can go to. um, and then on the Saturday of that weekend, the 15th of June, we have Laugh Out Proud and Queer Joy Disco. So the New Wolsey, we've had a wonderful partnership with them and worked closely. Every 3 months, we have our Queer Joy Disco, and that is an accessible venue. Equally, like Queer Noise, it offers a space for people to relax, but also enjoy some music. We like to promote it as if you want to go out, but not out. It's a really great venue to have that experience of going out. It starts at 7:30 till late, so it is that earlier start, means you don't have to get home late. You're not getting back at the early hours of the morning. You can really come and join. But they're putting on a queer comedy show called Laugh Out Proud. So book your tickets through the New Wolsey Theatre website or through our website. There's the links on either. And then straight after that, we've got the Queer Joy Disco, and that's Saturday, 15th of June. And that's our week 3.
Wow. And then the final week, week 4.
Yeah, well, we have got 2 more. We've got week 4 and week 5.
Oh,
We're not
5 week,
quite finished yet.
5 week month. Yeah, of course. Okay.
I get so confused. And next year, there's 6 weeks, so
Oh,
even more opportunity.
it's
We
just gonna be
couldn't
a whole
believe it when we
year
looked in the
eventually.
calendar and saw 6 weeks. Well, this is what we want, and we'll talk about
Yeah,
that later as,
yeah.
as our aspirations for the organisation. But week 4, Friday the 21st to Saturday the 22nd of June, we have the Spread Eagle Weekender. So both evenings, they're putting on a great lineup of DJs, local artists, live music. 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. at the Spread Eagle on both days. Free event, just turn up, enjoy some relaxed music. And then on the Saturday, the 22nd of June, also from 11:45 to 4 p.m., this is another one of Suffolk Pride's events. We have our youth takeover at the Hold, which is the Suffolk Archives. So this is a really great family-friendly event for the youth to come and experience what Pride is all about, but an accessible format for them, and sort of a toned down version that they can really enjoy at their level. We have lots of arts and crafts. We have a mini Pride March. We have live music, food and drink. It's really, really great. We've got games, all sorts of things going on. We also pride ourselves at having the retreat. So this was a space that we brought in last year. The retreat is for people that are neurodiverse and feel overstimulated in those environments. And if we were to ever do a big Pride, we would also try and do the retreat as well, because it means it's a space that people can retreat to and calm down, desensitize. We offer headsets, fidget toys, all the things that neurodiverse people could need or want in those moments that they need desensitizing. We put on a few films and they can just relax in the area, and we found it really useful. We've also, in addition, we have the quiet room this year, which is for specialist cases that need a real desensitized space where they're not going to be interrupted. If they do get really overwhelmed and they need that time out, there's that space available. It's less stimulating as the retreat, so there is that real thing, and we'd like to be able to in the future work with organizations that can provide a real caring and calm relaxation space, but for now we do our best at trying to offer that on a low budget. But yeah, that is our week 4. It's throughout the whole weekend. We've got lots of amazing events. So yeah.
Wow, so much. And then week 5, that's the
Week
final
5, the final week, we're almost finished. On the Thursday, the 27th of June, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Geek Retreat, we have our Bitch and Stitch. I know, Bitch and Stitch, but we have that every month. and it's turned to be a really great well-being event. Essentially, everyone brings their own craft material. They come down to the Geek Retreat. We order a few coffees, we sit and have a chat, but then it also offers a space for people to uh, rant about things that are going on in their life. We'd like to be able to eventually have specialists there to offer really designated support, but for now, it's an open, empathizing space that we all just sit around the table, discuss, rant about things that are going on in our lives, and hopefully in the future we can really make it a great environment for people to join in. But not that it's not a great environment, it is a great environment already, and it's a great event, but we've got that in Pride, so it'll be Pride themed. We'll have a bitch, we'll have a stitch, and it will be great. The Saturday 29th of June, we have the Foxyard Pride. So that is Stowmarket. We did that last year and it was a success. So we've had the Foxyard and the Pallet Bar come on board, and they're putting on their own Pride from 12 p.m. till late at the Foxyard Stowmarket. Family friendly event, live music, food, entertainment. I think we've got the art, some art stuff going on. We've also got the hairdressers opening up. So we've got all sorts of things going on that day, and it will be a really wonderful day. And then the Sunday is our final day, the 30th of June, 10:45 to 11:45. We have the Wellbeing Walk. So that's in Felixstowe again. We did this last year and it was another success. We essentially have Yogability coming down to Felixstowe. We walk along the pier. We do some mindfulness techniques. We stop, take a breath, and it's a moment to process everything that we've enjoyed and done in the last month, and also get us ready for the down season, because it is a systemic problem that queer people face going into winter, that they are the quieter months. They're the months that nothing's going on, that they don't see as many people, and it can become very lonely and isolating. So we try and help people adjust and wind down into that time. So that's from 10:45 to 11:45. We are also collaborating with First Buses this year. So we have got a bus at 10 o'clock, I believe, in Ipswich at the Butter Market, picking up the bus, and they're taking us down to Felixstowe. So if anyone wants to ride, we'll be advertising that over our socials.
Wow, amazing. What a lovely way to end, especially down at Felixstowe near the water. It's just calming in itself, isn't it, to be down there?
Yeah, yeah.
Not bad. Wow, so
No,
much
it's really
fun.
great.
Yeah, amazing. The organisation for all of that, I mean, that must take a year to organise it for the next year.
Yeah, it was essentially, we started as soon as we finished,
Yeah.
trying to, organise everything, make sure all the dates fit and nothing overlaps. And it's a feat, but we really enjoy doing it. Suffolk Pride is fully organised by volunteers, so it is purely from the passion that we have for our community and what we want to provide. We'd like to be able to eventually get to a position that we're thriving, we have funding, and we're able to put paid positions in place, and I think that would take a lot of strain off. But at the moment, we're all organised by volunteers. So I'll just note down our website, which you can get more details on everything that's going on for the Fringe Festival. That's suffolkpride.org.uk for all details, and follow our socials at Suffolk Pride for any recent updates. There is our calendars accessible on our website. With a simple click, you can add that to your diary on your phone. So you'll get all of the details straight on your phone, and you won't be able to miss an event.
Brilliant. Now that's a great idea. So actually, while we're talking about kind of Suffolk Pride in general, and you mentioned earlier about where you perhaps would like it to go, what's the longer term plans? Talk about that, because I think there's some exciting things that you would like to happen, and there's quite a lot that can happen, isn't there? So tell us more about the future.
Yeah, so we're growing as an organisation, and we've really transitioned from community one day event to trying to provide events all year round. And I think we are getting there. We're already putting on monthly events, but there is more that the community needs. So over the next few months, we're developing a few new events to our monthly meetups. A lot of well-being things. We want to develop a well-being walk, well-being cycles, and we've already got our bitch and stitch, which is really successful at the moment. We'd like to be able to get to a position where we can start to care more for the community and offer support, signposting to care organisations. We're building a good network with them, and it's really important that I think teamwork works really well in a rural area to offer support, rather than everyone doing the same thing at the same time and trying to get things from the same funding. So yeah, it works well that organisations all want to work together. Something really important is a project we're calling the Pride Pledge. It is still very much in the works, but essentially what it is a pledge that we can offer to businesses and organisations, that they will sign, and it'll be things like that they promise to care for their colleagues, the staff that they're working. They create a safe, equal and diverse opportunities in their organisation. Things such as toilet accessibility, private spaces, all those sorts of things that we don't necessarily think are important, but to queer people and especially trans and non-binary people, those things do help to cater to them, and make their workspaces more accessible. And obviously local businesses, thinking about the people that are coming into their business, how do they feel safe? We're already gathering lots of great businesses that have become safe spaces, and we offer that through our website. There is a safe space calendar with all events that these safe spaces put on. So you can go on there any day of the week and see an event that is a safe space and a place for queer people. But the Pride Pledge is essentially a bigger version of what we're already doing. Just more official, and make sure that we can get organisations and businesses to cater. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's essentially the Pride Pledge. I'm hoping I haven't just waffled it
No,
and
that's
it's
great.
not.
Like,
Do you know what I mean?
the pledge is really important because we have just submitted all our evidence for the House Proud Pledge. That's really important to us as a business because we want to make sure that all our tenants and residents feel safe in their own homes,
Yeah.
especially the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, we're just waiting to hopefully receive the details that we've passed, and then we've got the House Proud Pledge. So I think the Pride Pledge
That's amazing.
it's just brilliant. So definitely something to talk about as and when that gets launched.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fab. Oh, it's been so great to talk. There's so and stuff I didn't even realise coming up at the Pride events. There's so much that people can get involved in.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get involved in as much as I can. So I hope everybody listening will want to do the same and at least find something in all those events that suits them or the family and
Yeah.
can come along.
It is. It's everybody's welcome, and we really encourage you to come and join in. We are promoting taking that time out of your days to spend on well-being and self-care, and we feel that a lot of these events do promote that. So if you can and you want to, take that time out of your week to do something for yourself and take the joy out of what's going on.
Yeah, fab. Thanks, Kate. It's been amazing to chat to you. Thanks so much.
No, thank you so much.